Well, voelt wel een beetje ongemakkelijk hoor. Okay.
Oh, we can do it over if you want.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Amy, do you want to tell us what love means to you?
So, Jen, what does love mean to you?
Well, a lot of times love is music for me, but not just music. I think it's dissolving in sounds and being part of a community, being part of something bigger than just me. And music does that. It's very complex. It has so many different facets. It's a whole symphony, and it's also just the sounds around us. They can all be music, and I really find joy and love in looking for that.
So love to me would be fiction, so just movies, TV shows, books, just like things that I guess like tell stories. And for me, I would rather like lend someone my favorite book and be like, oh, look at this like quote, like I love this, or like, oh my god, this is my favorite movie. And it's like we like share that connection with this story, and that to me is like sharing my love and like showing my emotions, and that's a lot easier than saying I love you.
I think love for me is about friendship and family and the time spent with people. I feel like I'm a very people person, and I love surrounding myself with people and those that I love. And I think sharing this time with people and then feeling like I can be truly myself and they will accept me for truly who I am, and I know that I love them because that's who they are, and they love me because that's who I am, and feeling this kind of sense of warmth and safetyness and being secure around these people is really important. And you just think about a group of people and you think, you know, I'm lucky to have met these people, I'm lucky to share moments with them. I think that's what I think of.
What are some memories like these that you cherish a lot?
I guess a good example would be when my parents divorced when I was younger. I would spend weekends with my dad, and like we couldn't really come up with things to do, especially in the winter because it was just so cold and whatever. So we just started going to the movies, like the movie theater, and every weekend we would go and watch like the latest movie that came out, and that was just like a way for us to still have that connection even though we weren't in each other's everyday lives anymore. So yeah, so even though when I grew up and like obviously I got older, we didn't really have that much time to do these things still, some of our best memories are still, you know, sitting in the movie theater watching something PG-13.
I think, well, obviously there's lots of people that are very important to me, but I think one of my closest friends back at home, Sophie, I think she is a person that I think about in, you know, how I've defined love there, and that she, you know, when I'm just thinking of just her as a person, you know, I'm instantly smiling, I'm instantly thinking about the memories that we've had together. I'm thinking about just being in each other's presence and not even doing anything is just calming, and like it's peaceful, and yeah, you know, she's, for example, when I came here on my year abroad, she gave me a photo album with all these lovely photos and kind messages of encouragement and things. And whenever I feel a bit homesick or a bit down, I like to look back on this book, and yeah, it makes me feel loved, and it also reminds me of the love that I feel for her as well, and how grateful I am to have her as a friend.
Love is everywhere around you. I think it's the act of noticing the small things in each other and your surroundings, and noticing what you've learned from each other. I think Natasha Lunn really describes it nicely in her book. She writes, "Love is showing up, love is noticing, you know, the small details and precious moments. Love is reflecting, love is forgiving, and love is trying." And I think that comes really close to what love really means for me. Is there something you want to tell about losing love? Have you ever experienced it?
Yes, on multiple occasions actually, but the first thing that came to mind for me, oh hey, is one of my friends committed suicide on July 11th in 2021. Her name was Amra, and well, for a long time I thought that then was a time that I had lost love, but actually I didn't. I only lost the direction that my love was pointed at, and there's still so many things that I used to find in her to love, like her theatrical side, or the little things that she used to laugh about, or we used to bake a lot together, and I still find love and joy in all those things, and maybe I don't have her body to point it at anymore, but I still have that love, and I think that's a really important thing to remember.
Love comes and goes, and I think it was my aunt who taught me a very important lesson about that with the train metaphor. You know, the train represents your life's journey, and you're on this trip and you're only sure of yourself staying on that trip. People hop on and hop off, but you know, some stay a little bit longer with you, but eventually they get off. And I believe it's the courage and effort you put into it by opening up to each other, being able to learn from each other, and when they get off, you can still keep that love within you by remembering it. Love doesn't go away though. And what is something you want to tell your younger self about love, if you could?
I think I would tell myself that I shouldn't try to find love outside of myself, but try to find it within me, and also find it in my surroundings, like nature, that's more unconditional, and friends and music, because that will always be there. If I pick up my violin or viola, I will always find love there.
I think to my younger self, I would say it's okay to love. Like, it's okay to show emotion and share these intimate parts of yourself with other people. And yeah, I think that would make sense.
Beautiful. Something I would tell my younger self about love, it would be that it is so much harder and scarier than I thought it to be, but it is also so much better than I could have ever imagined it to be. Yeah.
I think I would say try not to worry about making everyone love you, as in I think I'm a very people pleaser, and I think I was worrying, I mean I think I still do it to some extent, but worrying about what others think and whether they accept me as a person. And I think, yeah, I've learnt that not everybody, you know, will love you as you are, but that's okay. You will find people that do, and those are the people that matter, really.
I even think like us making this documentary and being able to show it is already a form of love.